Yeah, it's the RF++ ring is a nice one. It's specifically nice in Zot, I would say. It's something I might be likely to put on. For this kind of character, it's nice if you can have RF++, so I could leave it on in Zot 5 and lose a little bit of evasion. It wouldn't be a bad swap. I'm still with this. Oh, I have an Amulet of Rage, good lord. I really could stand upgrade. Okay, so that's the end of our Cursed Skull. There is, on this map, I happen to know there's literally one, and only one. Next thing that we'll have to deal with that's sort of somewhat frightening. Nice. Is Ancient Lich. For that, we're going to have to power up and just hit it with... Dith can probably help us do some... Yeah. So I don't want to use like IMB versus the Ancient Lich, because damage is just so bad. But IMB plus Dith versus... well, these guys are another thing. They're not really scary, these guys, so... This is slightly dangerous, this situation. Kind of in, because this guy's going to sit here and smite. These things are so annoying. There we go. Got rid of him. Does he have... Oh, yeah, Pain. Nice. So at this point, I just want to think. I can't really Swift Run him. He's hasted, so he's not going to be too easy to escape. I can kill this one, but then I've got another one to deal with. I don't suppose you're hexable, are you? Oh, wow. You gonna die? Oh, come on. Gotta hear you. Of course. There we go. So that room has a bunch of Hell Knights. Yeah, getting flanked is annoying. You gotta watch it. This is a big sort of chambered map. It's not really the hard crypt ending. It's sort of long, but... Oh, that's bad. I don't want him, I want to do is paralyze him for sure. He had Disto. We don't like that. Hey, what's up, Twin Sue? And thank you for the follow. I got a follow. I was so busy. Twin Sue, thank you for the follow. Doing good? I'm not doing stabbing. Dith has been giving me the ranged assist. It was really great early on, and now it's just like, you know, a nice bonus. I'm doing plenty of spell casting, so... And he's just giving me effectively a damage bonus. But what's really cool about Dith, I really liked him earlier. He turned like Throw Flame into this like much more powerful spell, because his damage boost is very appreciable. So that spell was like tearing through a lot of stuff. Once you get Piety up there, it was really nice. Made that spell very relevant for a long time. And then you sort of get a... Alright, so we've got, thankfully, well, actually before I go in here, I'm going to do the smart thing and go do this area over here. Not a big deal, but if I have to teleport... Where did you go? Ugh, this idiot. It can be convenient to have, there he is. Spectral Emperor. Yeah, this is really dumb. I have to try. I don't really know where he is. Oh, there he is. Thank you. The only hassle is not having any C invis, and it can be a hassle, but it's the sort of hassle where you make it one. Yeah, Cold Dragon's in Milagrum. Gotta pay attention sometimes to those, especially if you don't have RC. The damage that they do can just be so bad. Yeah, you're pretty safe to re-teleport, but you could land... You don't want to get like low, really low HP and read it on an uncleared area, because you can land you someplace that's actually worse than whatever you were next to. Here's a good one. Gold Dragon. Got some serious zombies going on here. Nicola. I mean, Nicola is a tricky unique for when you're first starting out, but then you learn like Quaff a single resist pot and he basically can't do much to you. I don't think I actually have a death to Nicola ever. It's sort of like you have to learn that trick, and then once you do, it's like, okay. Very one-dimensional unique in that way, unfortunately. Ah, here's our boy. These guys do have blink, don't they? See, this Hellion isn't much of a threat to me because he's not going to Hellfire the Lich. So I just used my pot and hit him. I could have Berserk there. It's a little bit riskier, but it can be a smoother kill sometimes. Problem is, if something weird happens, if you get yeah, I've got a ring of invis, so I doubt I will not be using. Sounds like somebody's asking for advice. Oh, okay, Twinsu, that makes sense. Yeah, the Lich didn't make a pro summon. Yeah, I would skip out on vaults until if you've never done Shoals or skip out on vaults, skip out on Shoals 4, and definitely make sure you clear at least a few levels of vaults. Elf 1 and 2 are actually pretty much easier than vaults, and it's a good. I don't know. I didn't quite catch what you had done with the other layer branch. I assume you got the rune there, so you probably don't have any of that left. Definitely do finish Shoals 1 through 3. Shoals 1 through 3 is really not that bad. It just has to be done carefully. If you're new, it's going to be scary. It's the type of branch where the more experience you have with shoals, the less you are like afraid of it. But it also depends sort of what style of crawl you're playing. Some people like to play really fast and kind of loose, and to them it will continue to be really scary. Shoals 4 though is legitimately a pretty tough level. I don't know if liches resist fire, but they don't resist it enough. There's an ancient lich. Alright. Okay. I elected to save on my pot, but you can see I took plenty of damage from that guy, and that it is a risk, really. It's better to kill it and expend a resource than push it. I mean, they resist fire, so that's not very effective damage. Iron Beam actually might have been a little bit better. Got some more gargoyles. They will hit you with... Yeah. These guys, I'd like to take them one at a time if I can. I can just casually teleport here, rest up a bit. More out of convenience, not because it was like any major strategy or anything. Because there's literally nowhere on them. Well, that's not 100% true, but you get the idea. There is that. I think there might be another ancient lich in there. Okay. And speak of the devil. This one I'll probably go ahead and Quaff Might. Wait for him to come around the corner. Whack him on the face. And this guy will get the other end of that. So a couple Might pots. But now Crypt is clear. Ox Beast, nice. Really need to change out this Amulet of Rage. Well, that wasn't so hot. I got a couple of decent rings that will come in handy later. Got a Bolt of Fire down to 4%, that's cool. We'll let that train up to 12, I guess. And I can figure out what else I want to do. I'd love to get a little bit of slaying for this guy if I want to actually melee Orbs of Fire and such. We actually do have a bunch of might left, that's wonderful. If I put on like RF3, use haste and use might, they won't pose too much trouble. Is there a double swift? No. Can't really do much. Actually 3, 4, 5, 6 potentially have enough to enchant up another Demon Blade if I happen to find one that's really good. So how are we on gold? We have a lot, don't we? Really? Oh. Okay. Pass Wall is also a handy little spell. Was that Transmutation's Earth? It probably doesn't matter. Oh, it is. Oh well. Oh, I use Auto Explore. Trust me, you'll see me using it. Like, I'll probably use it right here. It depends on the situation, though. It depends. Like, if you don't know the layout, it doesn't. If you have some like, you know, big advantage. IMB is pretty bad damage, but with Dith on the assist, it can be kind of nice. evolved. Okay. Let's try 15. It's early into the level, I might like to just not cast Fireball necessarily. Out of depths aren't a thing anymore, Arg. There are no spawns. Scimitar of Distortion. For that one right there, we want to make sure we hit. Which one are you? Huh. Oh, that's what you meant. Am I getting Orb of Destruction? I don't have it. Or do I? No. I do have Iron Shot if I wanted to go that route, but I'm not really. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad call. That is sort of an easy out to like just avoiding fighting Orbs of Fire. You can OOD them and then. So I guess I could, but probably. Yeah, that's sort of the problem. If I want to go with Iron Shot, I need up 10 Earth. That's not so much, but then I'm also going to need like 15 Conj, realistically. 10 to 12 Earth, 15 Conj, and it's not that great compared to just whacking them with the Demon Blade. No, you would give me fire. Step forward. It doesn't actually matter if he does or if he doesn't. I would say. I mean, if he does, that's great. I don't think he can. But I mean, or OOD with, you know, if I haven't actually found an enhancer yet. But oh, nice fire bat. Oh, it's a shapeshifter. That's why. It's another shapeshifter. It's easily enough to kill an Orb of Fire, so I'm not too concerned about that. He would double up Iron Shot, which would be somewhat helpful. Probably fairly helpful, actually. So I guess that's something to consider. These guys RF, I always forget. Nice. That's very good. "26 identifying scrolls." We still have like the fullest pack imaginable. We need to do something. Clearly we don't need every single one of these rings. Need wizardry right now. Drop this thing. Get wrecked, Rakshasa. My least favorite monsters. Don't like you. Wow, okay. Stand in the hallway and fight these clowns. They're just the garden variety. Wow. Nice. The Contam See Invis ring. It's annoying. It's nice to have See Invis in certain situations. It's not so nice to have a Contam one. Particularly since I don't have a whole lot of mutation. That's pretty annoying. It's my only source. If I decide I really want See Invis, which would be a weird decision, I would say. What's in here? Oh. That's right. It's exactly what the lore is. Wow. Clever. Really got me there. You pranked me, bro. You pranked me. Nice soldier ant. Early on, I prefer not using Fireball too much, because what happens is now these guys I don't have a whole ton of choice. They have Deflect. They are just really hard to hit. But every time you cast Fireball, you can expect that yep, you're going to be fighting at least 4 other monsters. Depths has a lot of monsters, so. Water Nymph, huh? Elf Annihilator. Spooky guys. Okay, get rid of him. Fire Giant. I only have 1 level, but you know what? I have just a lot of AC and a lot of HP. Not that much, I should say. Dithmenos is giving me basically a kind of a spell power boost to all my damage spells. And access to Shadow Step and some escape forms, because he has a Mimic. He's also boosting my melee too, it should be said, which is something I didn't factor in when talking about that Demon Blade. Yeah, it's not exactly doubling though. You know, you can think of it as like a kind of a spell power boost. The cool thing is that his stuff is non-resistible. So you can kind of think of it as like a battle sphere in a way. It's like a passive battle sphere. A battle sphere that works kind of like this little guy. He's like, I'm not gonna die. Nice. Bomb was actually useful. Well, he didn't go down without a fight though. Okay, there's our spell casting. I'm gonna finish up this 15 shields, so that we can remove that last little bit of probably pretty inconsequential penalty. Titan. Gives your spells a lot of extra punch. Now, a pure spell casting type character might train huge amounts of like fire and conj and have a 10 more int. So they're going to look at that and be like, oh, whatever. It's not the kind of god you choose on a spell user that goes for Firestorm or something like that. So I'm not going to sink XP into doing that. I don't even know if I have Firestorm. I actually do not. Yeah, I mean, you would have Vehement or Sif, where you would be hopefully, well, you're extremely likely to get that spell if that was what you were going for instance. Quicksilver. Now, these guys are hard to hit. They have pretty high EV. Oh. Oh, but I did hit him. That's some kind of vault. Don't be afraid to fall back and rest. Don't rush. Ring of Fire. You know, I feel like it's not really going to help me too much. I would love it. I would, you know, potentially cast Ring of Fire if I was doing Firestorm, because I could... One thing nice with Firestorm, since it's only partly resistible, is that at 45% damage, which is pretty bad, but if you get spell power really up there, you can comfortably kill orbs of fire with it and stuff like that, even resistant things. And I would be more excited about Ring of Flames. Also, it would, I mean, I would have to justify, for instance, the skill for it. But yeah, I've sometimes used Ring of Flames on Firestormers, because it's also particularly nice against something like an Orb of Fire, of course, since you get that RF++. Not a spell I use frequently. Fortunately, the ring, the passive ring around it is not. It's I guess it's a nice little bonus, but it's probably a bit underrated, I guess, since it does add up if you're doing a bunch of melee damage. Oh, you salamanders! What are you guys doing here? Cue laugh track. That was a Hellion. Got a lot of smoke over here, that's good. I need a kind of a clear line of fire at that guy. Get out of my way, you! IMP is such a bad spell. It's kind of nice though, because I get this little assist from Dith. I should also say that the assist is not every time you cast, so it's kind of like a brand. It's not like Battlesphere where it's 100% too. So that's another factor with this, that it's not. Can I actually hit you? No. Okay. Wow. Was not quite as... It's alright, he didn't really get much in the way of damage off. Mega Man. I can't really think of more appropriate music than Mega Man 3 Dr. Wily stage. This is just like Dr. Wily's Fortress. Wily? It was you all along? That's the plot twist. Oh boy, he went to town with that fireball, man. This is a... Oh... I know this vault. Is this a Chabro vault? Arg, I might have been Chabroed right here. I might be getting straight up Chabroed. At least one skill. Oh yeah, okay. Would be nice to get a bunch more fighting. So I'm kind of done with spells for a bit, and I don't really necessarily want to sink a lot more into that. Let's go ahead and get, really do want to have Swift, and then we'll reevaluate it, say 22 fighting.